Quick, look at this, and this, and this, and this. Did you notice anything? Only the last one was made by Razer. Here, let me slow it down.
This and this.
That's no snake, it's a frog. And it also shows up here on the sick custom hang tag. And this shade of green, that ain't quite right either. But don't feel bad. When we first spotted these green and black box products next to the checkout in the auto parts store, we didn't notice either. Wait, auto parts store? We're only 32 seconds into this video, and I have so many more questions than I did when I started. Guess I better clear my calendar. These screwdriver sharp gaming peripherals are branded Dart Frog, but they're actually manufactured by CJ Global Inc. Who even is that, you ask? Well, based on their website, they're everything to everyone. They're the refreshing touch of Mexican beer on your lips, the forgotten vanguard of American heroes, the brave explorers of the final frontier. Okay, they're a bargain basement electronics manufacturer who appears to have made some pretty big brand deals. Good for them. Frankly, I didn't realize the US Army was so into merchandising. Now drop down and give me 20 segues to our sponsor, Maggot! The Ridge. Upgrade your everyday carry with the Ridge wallet. Its RFID blocking technology protects your cards from digital theft, while its durable materials ensure that it lasts for years to come. Click the link below and use code Linus to save 10% on your purchase and get free shipping. Hopping right in, Dart Frog's packaging is clearly designed to piggyback on Razer's hard-earned reputation. But being a knockoff isn't necessarily a knock against a product, as long as the price is right. And for what we paid for the Dart Frog M307 laser gaming mouse, 11 freedom dollars, we're prepared to overlook a few warts. The packaging feels more premium than some real Razer products, and the specs, honestly, kind of appealing. Adjustable DPI at 4 levels, 500, 1200, 1600, and 2400. Why 500, not the standard 800? I don't know. Ergonomic design, color-changing light. 7 lights or 7 colors? We don't know, we'll figure that out. And a braided 1.5 meter cable. And in terms of the look and ergonomics, it is not that dissimilar to comparables from brands like Razer and Logitech. To be clear, there are some eyebrow raisers here. 8 buttons with a fire key. What's a fire key? Left click? No? Oh, this. If it works anywhere near as well as the RGB, who knows? Maybe I'll be impressed. There it is, the first piece of our Dart Frog gaming setup. And next, we've got the K520 metal gaming keyboard for $22. I don't know about you guys, but I love it when the key specs on a product have no formatting and 0 punctuation. Sorry, I mean, when they're ramblomatic. Metal design, anti-ghosting, USB plug and play specifications, RGB LED backlight, 5-foot cable, USB-A interface, anti-ghosting. Sounds promising to me. Looks less promising. Ooh. Feels even less promising. In fairness, there is metal involved, however flimsy it might be. There's probably less flex in this t-shirt. LTTstore.com. But some of these other specs, I just have no idea what they're talking about. 7 keys shortcuts, 12 buttons? What does that even mean? And why is there an Internet Explorer shortcut? I guess you need it if you want to be compatible with Windows XP all the way to Windows 10. Not 11, curiously. I guess you got to draw the line somewhere, though. This will go perfectly with my mouse. And look, an integrated phone holder. To round out our amphibious gaming setup, we've got the Dart Frog S142 computer gaming speakers with RGB LED lights for $11. They feature 3-watt, 2.5-inch drivers. Are these even actually 2.5 inch?
They're under 2.
Frequency response down to 25 hertz. Strong doubt. HD quality sound. Oh boy, these guys. I think probably their best feature looking at them is going to be that they make my hands look huge. What does separation plus minus 40 decibels mean? Yeah, the lack of an indicator for which is the right and which is the left channel, not to mention the USB power, I think tells me everything I need to know about the performance of these speakers. They do look kind of pretty though, and look at that, built-in volume dial. Is it just me, or does that seem to suggest that these were headphones at some point? Oh wow, I am immediately doubting some of these very real user reviews. Linda 9, I think you can go wrong with this mouse. Ergonomics are kind of a mess. You guys are going to be feeding me some labs data for this, right?
Yes, we've got information on accuracy, precision, and latency.
Oh, good. I'm just trying to click play, and this is already a disaster. Took me 3 attempts. I clicked CS2, and apparently we're going to play TAC FPS Microcorrections Easy V2.
My favorite.
Easy, you say. It just feels a little bit off, though. It actually doesn't feel that far off.
They say that this is set at 500 DPI, but what we measured was actually closer to the standard 800. It was around 700 DPI, so, you know, it's...
Explains why it feels a little off.
Yeah, just a little off.
481.
That's fantastic, considering that this mouse has a deviation that's about 3 times worse than the cheapest mouse that Logitech makes.
Ah, I see. So that's the consistency with which your motion will be interpreted. Should I try this with a Logitech mouse and see if I do any better?
Sure.
Or give me a real Razer. Do we have a real Razer?
Yeah, we have the Death Adder V2, which
nice.
is very similar to the Essentials, which is what will be our recommendation. It's slightly better than the Essential, though.
I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, because realistically, oh God, this is not gonna be any better. Oh my God, it's definitely better. What'd I say I got last time? 480, I think?
Yeah, just about 480, I believe.
Okay, to give you guys some idea, I am halfway through and I'm at 305 now. 565.
Those precision numbers are especially bad when you consider that we're comparing to a bad Logitech mouse. If we compare it to the 305, which is kind of where they start getting pretty good, it's a factor of about 25 times worse.
But that doesn't mean every gaming mouse from the Automotive shop is bad. While we were in line, we also picked up this Tech Theory gaming pack that promises to make you the gamer you always wanted to be. And oh my God, I think it's actually working. Anywho, the reason I bring this up is that the mouse is actually pretty interesting. And look, it even comes with a bonus LED light strip. They've kind of left me to my own devices on this one. Here's the LED strip. It does have an IR receiver, can use with remote control, but it doesn't include a remote, so I guess I hope you like this. As for the mouse, there's not much in terms of specs. We got the cable length, which seems to be over-reported by 10 centimeters, which my wife tells me is a lot. And then the outer diameter? Sure, 2.6. It's RGB with a USB-C interface? They mean USB-C? Nope. It's Type A. Maybe it was a Type O.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh.
Okay, no, but what is helpful is they actually indicate the sensor part number, which gives us some unusual insight into the costs of these bargain aisle peripherals. A quick Google search later indicates that it is 11 cents. I cannot wait to try this one.
You want to know how much that box costs?
The box? Sure. How do you know?
Online, $100. We got it for 40, so we got it for a discount. It's one of those products that I think the price that's reported online isn't the real one, but even 40. Is that not the cheapest feeling mouse you've ever held in your hand?
It's definitely cheaper feeling, but the movement doesn't feel much worse than the Dart Frog. Maybe it's just the weight. It's a lot easier to move because it weighs nothing.
Yeah. We tested it against the Dart Frog, and it's about 7 times less precise. That's bad, because the Dart Frog's already horrible, and so maybe the Linus does counteract the impreciseness of it.
Numbers don't lie, dude. I am smack in between the Dart Frog and the Razer.
That might be that in spite of its precision issues, it's actually closer to the standard 800 DPI.
Right, or it's super light, which makes it feel cheap, but is also an advantage when you're making micro adjustments. But hey, that's just a theory. Too soon? Yeah, sorry. I miss him too. I think it's time to move on to our Dart Frog keyboard. The very real user reviews for this one include this gem from Margaret. It lights up, making the gaming more entertaining. All right. I personally find that this RGB strip contributes more to my typing of the dead experience than the lights on my keyboard, but you do you, Margaret. Did you guys bring a real keyboard for me to try as well? Or?
I was just thinking about that. We have the Razer membrane one, but it might be nice to have like an actual mechanical keyboard.
Look how much flex there is in this thing.
It's part of the feature. It's ergonomic.
This is unbelievable.
Surprising to me, the latency on both the Dart Frog and the Tech Theory was actually lower than similarly priced Razer and Logitech accessories, but it's all within a factor of a few milliseconds, so it's all kind of bad. You're doing good. The zombie's dying. He's really concentrating.
I love how called out Redditors are in this.
Is monkey type their thing?
It's more the words. Like eat the rich.
Oh,
just like no, that wasn't in there, but that kind of stuff. Just like typical Redditor, you know.
Oh, I love it.
Do
you want to try the same thing on a good keyboard?
Yeah, let's do that.
At least a decent one?
Ooh. Hey, at least I can feel where the home row is. That's a plus.
Yeah.
Karma bites. See, that's what I'm talking about. Orwellian.
So tired. Nothing.
I'm not a very focused person. I find this actually very difficult to do, but I think that was better.
Oh, yeah.
Like 20% better.
So, a better keyboard is better. Riveting. Next, it calls for me to test out the speakers, but Jordan,
Yeah.
you were saying they weren't plugged in, but they show up as USB speakers.
Plugged it in.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a speaker, all right.
That's terrible. You know what? For 11 bucks, fine. Sure. They got RGB. Let's win this match. Here we go. Team Cobra. Oh my God, this mouse is so bad. I didn't realize how bad it was. It's so bad. Did you see it just lose tracking there?
Yeah, do a big swing.
No, I can't. I can't. Look at this. Are you seeing this?
Wow!
Okay, wait. Was that in the labs results that it can't?
No.
That the max tracking speed is like 0? You know what? The Linus Vibe is still a valid measure, dude. Can I have that lightweight one, the other crappy one? Oh my God, this one's almost as bad. Just completely loses it. I can't turn around! No!
Okay, you want to try the cheap Logitech one?
King.
Just to see. It's gonna be bad too.
It's
Just as bad?
way better.
Oh, it's way better?
It's bad.
Yeah.
But it's way better. Like it still does lose tracking sometimes, but oh no, it's really bad. You know what? The speakers are far from my biggest problem. They seem pretty fine. Other than that, I assumed the one with the label would be the right channel. I think it's actually the left. I would do anything to stop using this mouse right now.
Well, you're in luck. We have the cheapest peripheral of the entire day ready for you, Linus.
Oh good, wireless mouse D09. This is really laggy, like you said, but it just outright loses my tracking far less often. Still not great, but actually usable. A little more on that later. For now, let's go back to the speakers where, come on, you guys all knew this was coming.
What is it? I can't even do it.
Like the Peanuts thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, given my expectations, not bad for $11. Like I was going into this thinking, I'm gonna be like King Hamlet.
What?
Like frogs and poison, like poison in the ears from the. What? You want current pop culture references? Come on. Something to keep in mind in all of this is at the prices we paid for these peripherals, it's not that easy to find better products. I mean, a Big Mac meal at McDonald's costs more than this mouse in most of America. But don't mistake that for a recommendation for the mouse, or actually the burger for that matter. It's not. Products like this suck. And in my opinion, they just shouldn't even be made. To be clear, I also have no problem with budget peripherals. The speakers, totally usable. And the Eastern Times mouse that I highlighted earlier, which was also at the Auto Store, in spite of its supremely generic packaging and underwhelming product specs, actually performed decently well for what it is. A AA powered wireless utility mouse. And it's just $9. Which illustrates why I find Dart Frog's offerings, especially this mouse, so offensive. they don't need to be this bad. Maybe a 12-cent sensor and another nickel in plastics could have been all the upgrade that it needed to be usable. Of course, my real recommendation is to wait for your next payday and pick up something from a brand that is likely to still exist by the time you make it through the checkout. You know, just in case you need warranty support. At the MSRPs of the products that we looked at today, there are some very decent options. The Razer Death Adder Essential or the Logitech 203 are both available for about $30, and both of them are much better than any of the mice that we just looked at. In terms of keyboards, I know we've memed on Red Dragon in the past, but they've upped their game and they now make pretty decent mechanical, hot swappable keyboards for less than 40 bucks. We're gonna have links to our suggestions in the video description because in our opinion, the premium is well worth it for something that you might be touching for hours a day. And don't forget guys, that if that's not an option for you because you're on a tight budget, secondhand is a great way to go. Just remember to test everything you buy before you walk away. Just like I'm gonna walk away from this segue to our sponsor.
Charge! Get ready to power up with the SharGeek 100 Power Bank, the world's first transparent power bank that's as fun as it is functional. With a whopping 25,600 milliamp hour capacity, it'll keep you going continually. And with 100 watt in and out fast charging, your devices will be revved up in no time, fully recharged in just 90 minutes. But that's not all. Its smart IPS display and multiple outputs, including an adjustable DC port, make charging a breeze. Compatible with all your favorite gadgets and airline safe, the Charge 100 watt power bank is your ticket to dependable power on the go. Check it out using the link in the description today.
If you like videos about terrible gaming peripherals, check out our review of the Tommy Hilfiger gaming bundle. It's one of the products of all time